Ready to open the hood? UseTool for the tutorials.
And for car parts, the right idea is the Mr. Auto app. Easy, fast, and with better prices than on the website.
You will find the bulk, brake discs and pads used in the video exclusively on the Mr. Auto website and through the link in the description. Turn your engine off, pull up the handbrake, pull on the bonnet release lever and open the bonnet. Open the brake fluid reservoir. In order to change the brake discs and pads on your vehicle, you will have to raise the front of the car and take off the wheels. This will provide you with full access to the required area. Loosen the stud bolts on the front wheels. Lift the front of your vehicle. Place the vehicle on the axle stands. We strongly suggest watching the tutorial, raising your vehicle safely before carrying out this step. You will then be able to take off the wheels. Don't forget to slide them under the vehicle. Turn the disc outwards. This will facilitate the process. Insert a flathead screwdriver to the outer extremity of the oblong hole located on the front of the brake caliper. Lift it off using the screwdriver as a lever by pulling it towards you. This will then push the piston in. Ensure that you have pushed the piston in as far as possible before moving on to the next operation. Using a 13mm spanner, release the two slide pins. Unclip the brake hose. You can now remove the brake caliper and place it on one of the coils of the shock absorbers. Tip: attach a piece of electrical cable or a piece of string to one of the coils on the suspension spring. To avoid damaging the brake hose, attach it to the suspension using a cable you have already attached. You need to check the proper sliding of the slide pins and the condition of the protective rubbers. If they show evidence of wear, it is advisable to replace them with new ones. Remove the pads. You can slip them off by pushing them away from the disc. You can use a screwdriver to help you. Remove the noise dampening shins. To unblock the discs, insert a thin flathead screwdriver that can slip in between the two sides of the disc. You have to insert it in front of the brake caliper mount so that it butts up against the latter. Using a T-handle wrench and a T30 Torx socket, release the two holding screws on the disc. Withdraw the screwdriver. Using an 18mm spanner, unscrew the two holding screws on the brake caliper mount. Depending on the state of the knots on the brake caliper mount, it may be necessary to use a hammer to loosen them. To save time, finish taking them off using the socket wrench. Take off the brake caliper mount. Using a wire brush, clean the brake caliper mount around the area where the pads will be placed. This will facilitate their installation. Finish removing the disc holding screws and take the disc off. Clean the hub with a wire brush, and once that is done, coat it with copper grease. This will help avoid deterioration caused by oxidation and aid with future interventions.
All parts used in this tutorial are supplied by our trusted partners. These partners also help us create as many video tutorials as possible. Check them out in the description below.
You will find the bulk parts and products used in the video in the Mr. Auto site and in the link in the description. Take the new brake disc. Before installing the new disc, it is vital to clean it using brake cleaner and paper towels to take off the storage paraffin. If your new disc is painted, you can place it directly onto the wheel hub. Place the new disc onto the hub and rescrew the fastening screw by hand as much as possible. Reassemble the brake caliper mount once again, starting the screwing process by hand and finishing with a socket wrench and an 18mm socket to fix them in place. Finish off the tightening with a Torx wrench. Place the new noise dampening shims on the caliper. Take the new brake pads. Coat the end of the new pads with copper grease. Insert the new pads into the caliper mount, sliding them into place. Detach the caliper. You can now put it back on and reassemble the slide pins. Don't forget to use the new screws that come with the pack, as they have been pre-coated with thread locking fluid. Finish off the tightening with a Torx wrench. Clip the brake hose back in. Reuse the screwdriver technique to stop the rotation of the disc. This will allow you to fully tighten the fastening screws of said disc. You can repeat the operation on the other side. Put the wheels of your vehicle back on and lower it to the ground. Before starting your car, don't forget to screw the brake fluid stopper back in. Be careful, before using your vehicle again, start your car and pump the brake pedal a few times to bring the brake pads together again. Try to drive smoothly and avoid sudden braking for the first 50 kilometers or so to avoid glazing the new pads. Operation completed.
Hi, it's Theo from UseTool. I hope this video has helped you a lot in your car maintenance. We would be super grateful if you could spread the word so that we can produce even more tutorials. Simply give us a like, a comment, and hit that subscribe button. It really helps us boost the channel and help the whole community. Thanks a lot and have a great one.